anybody could I could see she ain't going nowhere. So I gotta go with one who actually has momentum. But don't like the fact that she does have a loss to Marina Moroz. And I'm gonna see this is a close decision victory for Karine Silva. I think she's made a better adjustment. She's improved more as Marina Silva. Not Marina Silva, Marina Moroz. Yeah, Marina Moroz has mostly stayed stacked. So close, not the prettiest decision, but Karine Silva does what she needs to do and gets her hand raised in a decision victory. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, same analysis. I think Karine Silva is the better fighter. I think because she's lost, she has a chip on her shoulder. So I'm gonna go over 1.5 because I don't see Marina Moroz getting out of there early. But yeah, I'll take Karine Silva by over 1.5. That's my official prediction.
All right. Now to our next one, we have in the women's flyweight as well. We got Andrea Lee versus Natalia Silva, and half of us right here. I'm going high confidence Natalia Silva to beat Andrea Lee. So yeah, Andrea Lee is a tough fighter. She's game. She's pretty well rounded. Her wrestling defense could be a little bit better. Her jiu-jitsu could be a little bit better. Not bad at all. Like still holds up well in the division, even amongst some of the best women in the division. But it's definitely a weaker point of her game. Lack of heavy was a weaker point of her game. But yeah, solid fighter and definitely presents challenges for Natalia Silva. But I think Natalia Silva will be able to pass the test with flying colors. I think she's a fleeter-footed fighter. I think she's much faster. I think she's a more technical grappler, and I think she's a more technical striker. At least she's more elusive and not as hittable. I feel like issue with Andrea Lee is her takedown defense could be a bit, could be taken advantage of, and also on the feet she could be pretty flat-footed, and her head doesn't move much. And I think Natalia Silva will help move her head, but not in the way that she wants to move her head. And I think ultimately, Natalia Silva just outworks her and beats her to a decision. Just the overall better fighter at this point. And where the fight takes place, I think Natalia Silva will be game. Whereas I feel like Andrea Lee's best chance to win this fight is only on the feet. So going Natalia Silva here to get it done, decision victory. So in this one, I have Natalia Silva via decision. Now sending it over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, we're on the same page with this one as well. I think against Macy Barber, Andrea Lee looked very hittable, she could get taken down. So I think Natalia Silva is like kind of like Karine the last fight. Karine Silva. Natalia Silva and Karine Silva. I think they're just the momentum is with them and what they're doing, and I think over 1.5. And Natalia Silva is a good pick. She might get inside the distance, but I don't think Andrea Lee gets out there early. But I do think Natalia Silva wins. So that's my official prediction.
All right, solid. And now on to the next one we have in the middleweight division. We got Gerard Marchart versus Andre Petroski. And half of this one right here is I'm going average confidence Andre Petroski. Petroski should win this one. The confidence could be higher, but the fact that his cardio has been an issue of his in the past, and Marchart has been able to, let fighters, fatigue themselves, kind of, or take them survive into the deeper rounds, and then rally and finish guys. He has done that at least 3 times, I think, in his career, at least 3 times in the UFC. So he has a pattern of doing that. Petroski does seem to kind of fall into that pattern to some extent, but I'm not going with that narrative. I feel like the fact that he has trained alongside Joe Pyfer, who was able to, pretty much do easy work on Marchart, like make easy work of Marchart, and also has seen plenty of other fighters beat Marchart. I think Petroski has enough intel. He has enough stuff to draw from to come in this fight. And I think the way Marchart wins is so obvious now. Like if he wins, it's gonna be because my cards are fading. I think Petrosi's gonna do everything in his ability to not gas himself out, not gonna just run out there throwing 100 haymakers. He's not gonna go out there coming in there undertrained. He's gonna come in good shape. He's looking to make a statement. He's looking to rise up in his division. So I think his cardio will be on point. And in his last fight, his cardio did not look phenomenal, but he was able to go 3 rounds, the high pace grappling match against one of the Thurman. So his cardio, he's been working on it. So the one path to victory for Marchart, I feel is gonna be kind of not as easy of upset as possible, or as this. And actually, I just feel Petrosi's gonna use his wrestling to keep him on the feet and be able to find the chin of Marchart over and over again, wear him down first round, put him out second round. So in this one, I have Andre Petroski via second round TKO. And now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think Marchart has more of a chance of an upset than people think, but Petroski, if he can do a Joe Pyfer, a Khamzat Chimaev, and pull a rabbit out of a hat and put GM3 out of there, then I could see that happening. But at the same time, I could see GM3 pulling out something. So it's a 50-50 for me. I say fight doesn't go to decision. That's my official pick. I just think there's one person's going to come out on top. I think it's going to be Andrew Petroski, but I like GM3, so I'm not going to bet against them. So yeah, my official pick is fight doesn't go to decision.
All right. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division, we got Cody Gibson versus Brad Katona, and this is for the tough finale for the bantamweight weight class, so the most recent tough. And I feel low confidence Brad Katona to beat Cody Gibson. I feel like Cody Gibson didn't really fight too many. He didn't fight no wrestlers, no grapplers on his on the tough season. And last time he really fought a grappler was Ray Borg. Ray Borg was able to beat him heavily using wrestling grappling. Not to say that Ray Borg or really compared it to, but they are in basically the same style of fighter. Ray Borg has better BJJ and whatnot. Ragtone is a little bit bigger naturally, and he has better wrestling. But yeah, it's kind of similar ballpark. And yeah, Cody Gibson didn't fight any wrestler grapplers on the tough season, and he already was kind of carrying around injuries the whole season. But yeah, now he can come in there and fight an actual solid fighter, like equal or better skill in Bracatona. I think Bracatona should be able to mix in the wrestling and should be able to grind out, a close competitive decision over Cody Gibson. So Cody Gibson is not no scrub. He's not no slouch anywhere in the game. But I do think Bracatona does have the wrestling superiority in here and does have that wrestling advantage. And I think he should be able to win it, grind out a decision with his wrestling. And his striking is not bad either. I definitely would give that to Cody Gibson, but I feel like his striking will just set up his takedowns. Then he'll look to grind him out, run the clock down, and beat him in a decision victory. So in this one, I have Bracatona via decision, not over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I'm on the same page because he didn't have fights that were wrestling. I think it hasn't been tested. So I think low confidence in maybe him being able to work something out of that, but I don't see it. I see Brad Katona winning. Probably over 1.5 is my bet on this one. So yeah, I'll take officially over 1.5 just because it's a wrestler versus striker, and usually that ends up with just scrambles, which take 7.5 minutes at least. So that's my official prediction.
All right, cool. And now on to our next one, we have our other tough finale. We got in the lightweight division. We got Kurt Hullaball versus Austin Hubbard. So again, tough finale. This is the lightweight division of the same season. Going what's the UFC? Austin Hubbard, low confidence here. I feel like Kurt Hullaball looks like the better fighter overall, to be honest. But the fact that he's spent most of his career fighting at 45, not really 55 and stuff, I just think Austin Hubbard is naturally the bigger man, and he's a younger man, 31 versus 35. So he's older by I think like 36. So he's actually older by like 5 years older than Austin Hubbard. So Hubbard is the bigger man naturally, and he's a younger man by 5 years. And even though Hullaball might look better, might beat us better or whatnot, you got to factor those things a lot. And also the fact that he is winless in the UFC. So there's a lot of things not to like about Hullaball here. Got to go Austin Hubbard, but low confidence here. And I feel like he's gonna be able to have more weight on his shots. He's gonna be able to mix in the wrestling a little bit, not to great success, but enough success in a close fight to be able to edge out a decision over Hullaball and beat him by a decision victory. So, but yeah, using that size, using that youth, outworking him, imposing his will upon him, but in a very close fight. So in this one, I have Austin Hubbard via decision. Now over to Nikki Betts.
This is the first one I'm going to have to disagree with. I think that even though Kurt's been out for 4 years and Austin Hubbard's been active and he's been at a higher weight class, his wrestling is sus, man. I question his wrestling. I don't think he's not a good fighter, but I think if Kurt can drag this to the ground, then I think that's his way of winning. Austin, using his youth and his speed to outwork Kurt, could be the play. But I think because Kurt's been out for so long, again, I'm going to go over 1.5 as my official prediction. But I think Kurt can slide it out, but there is room for Austin Hubbard to win this one. So my official prediction is over 1.5.
All right. Now to our next one, we have in the middleweight division, we got Gregory Rodriguez versus Dennis Talulin. And half of us right here, I'm going low confidence. Gregory Rodriguez to beat Dennis Talulin. Yeah, Gregory Rodriguez just has a bad tendency of losing to people he should not lose to. He does good against people around his level, or maybe a little bit better, but roughly probably around level. I don't think he has ever really been the dog in any of his fights. Well, to my knowledge, I think he was the dog for a short bit of time against Chidi and Jugawani. But yeah, he mostly been the favorite. But yeah, his biggest loss, all his losses in the UFC have been to people he should not have lost to. Just look at his last loss, guy he should not have lost to. Was supposed to be a better overall fighter. Jordan Williams definitely should not have lost to Jordan Williams. And Arnold Petroli's not a bad fighter, but he didn't use his full skill set, or he didn't fully use his full skill set. Like he went for like one takedown, he had a deep submission in there, was close to a couple submissions, but he only attempted that like one round. He could have did that for 3 rounds, but he just didn't fight to strength. And he supposed to have all this BJJ, but he does not have a single submission win in the UFC. And even fights where he said this is a fight where he should use his grappling, he went out there and struck. He won, but it was via striking, which is like not the path he was supposed to do it. So yeah, I don't really like his fight IQ, and I don't like his tendency to fight down. He fights to the level of his opponent, which is a bad thing to do. You always should fight above your opponent. If they're not on your level, destroy them. If they're on your level, destroy them. That's what I'd be. But don't like that about Greg Rodriguez. Dennis Lewin got a great puncher chance here, but I got to go Greg Rodriguez to win. I think he's the better overall fighter, and I think he'll be smart now, mix up his striking, then set up his takedown, take him to the mat, and submit him in the first round. So in this one, I have Gregory Rodriguez via first round submission. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I like Rodriguez, man. I think he's tall. He's not, his reach isn't as long as Dennis's, but I like him. I like his style. I think he's just a warrior, like something you see in the 1500s with the fucking stick in his hand, just ready to fillet me. Like that dude just looks like a built Brazilian. But Dennis Talulin fought Ikram Aliskerov for 15 minutes, so I can't sleep on this dude. He just get dragged around, and I think that's to Rodriguez's advantage. But like I see Rodriguez, I see this going inside the distance or over 1.5. Either one of those you could parlay with. But yeah, I take Rodriguez, and I say he gets it inside the distance for sure.
All right, solid. Definitely in the distance. That's a very good play. You know, whether you pick one guy or the other, general in the distance should hit like
Right.
time after time. And now to the next one we have in the middleweight division, we got the return of Chris Weidman versus Brad Tavares and Hospital Brothers right here. I'm going average confidence on Brad Tavares. Chris Weidman is pushing 40, not a good look. I mean, you might be pretty young or decent age in the regular world, but in the world of MMA, world of combat sports, world of sports in general, you're a senior citizen when you're pushing 40. So not a great age for him. And coming off injuries, coming off inactivity, going there with a guy in Brad Tavares who has one of the best takedown defense ratios in all of MMA history, well, especially UFC specifically. That's where it's tracked. You don't really track too much of every single thousand organization over 30 years or 40 years, or 100 years or not. But track wise in the UFC, pretty solid. Like still in 80% are very high, like 79%. So real solid thing, especially given the fact he has like 20 plus fights in the UFC. So impressive stat. I think Chris Weidman can make those takedowns look easy despite that stat. But at this age and the fact that he never was like a super high paced wrestler to begin with, I don't think he will have like 2 good takedown attempts in him. Probably 4 overall takedown attempts, but 2 of them only 2 of them will be good. I think Brad Tavares should be able to address those 2 good takedowns. If you had to think he's the more technical striker, I feel like Chris Weidman is relying on a puncher's chance, and that's why it's average. Because Brad Tavares got a chin, well, he lacks a chin, so that leaves opportunities for him to get caught. All it takes is a gust of wind, and he could be slept. But if he can avoid that for the most part, or maybe he'll take a couple good shots, and maybe like probably 2 good takedowns, probably 4 real strong punches thrown at him, and get stuff takedowns and outbox him, outwork him, outstrike him. I think he could beat Chris Weidman. I think he does. And I think he finishes him in the third round. I think it's going to be accumulation of damage. And Chris Weidman's going to be looking and feeling very old. He might feel this way outside the cage, but once he steps in there, start getting hit, once the takedown start not landing or not sticking like he wants to, he's going to be very uncomfortable, very out of his element, and feeling very much geriatric. I think Brad Tavares puts away third round. So in this one, I have Brad Tavares be a third round TKO. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Weidman is up there in age, and that is he's unless you're Anderson Silva or Yoel Romero, I don't see people tend to be successful at the older age. I don't think I can appreciate the fact that Weidman's coming back. I'm excited. I get to see him this weekend. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be there for this one. So it might be his last fight. He might fight 3 or 4 to 5. Who knows? More fights, but I think I think he's probably just doing it because he loves it. And Brad Tavares is coming out fast, mean, and clean. Like I just I feel bad for Weidman because age gets to you, and once you get past that age, it's harder to function. So I'm gonna go average confidence over 1.5, and large confidence that Brad Tavares gets it inside the distance, and that's my official pick. Is Brad to get it inside the distance? So you could either do inside the distance or Brad inside the distance, but those are my official picks.
All right. Now to our next fight we have in the bantamweight division. We got Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. And how I feel about this one right here is I'm going average confidence. Mario Batista. I forgot his name. I would say Mark, but yeah, Mario Batista to beat Pedro Munoz. Yeah, this is a fight that, for all reasons, Marlon Vera. I said Mario Batista. I'm saying Mario
Yeah,
Batista.
I was like, did he say Mario Batista?
I don't know, I don't know why this tabology has him so far up on the card. Mario Batista should be at the bottom of the card, but they probably updated like why they got him above Marlon Vera. It was confusing me.
Yeah,
But anyway, y'all be confused too. It is what it is. But yeah, their position is weird on this card for right now. They're going to update it, but I'm guessing I'm gonna say it in the order they have it on here. It's
right,
definitely going to update. There's no reason for them to be this high on the card, but yeah, Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. Average confidence. If it was the other way, it was actually Batista. I might believe Pedro Munoz to win, but we're actually dealing with Marlon Vera and not Mario Batista. At least not right now. So Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munoz. Average confidence. Marlon Vera to beat Pedro Munoz here. Yeah, this is a fight that for every reason Marlon Vera should win. Like he should win for every reason. But stylistically wise, Pedro Munoz is a tough test one. He's not a guy that's going to cave to him. He's not a guy that's going to get a lead and then just fall off. Pedro Munoz is a guy that's going to bite down the mouthpiece and beat you right in the middle and trade blow for blow with you. And like he's not going to be shy or anything against Marlon Vera. So he's not a typical guy that's going to get out on a huge lead, or hope like 100 strikes, or be outworking Marlon Vera and then start to fade off, or then the moment he get hurt, he's going to quit. Like if he had you down and you don't really put him away, not just tap him or something, like the other guys you do, like get a little elbow to the chin or something, little nice little clean punch, they're going to just fall down and curl up. Now, Pedro Munoz is going to be in your face the whole time, scrapping with you. So that's a tough fight for him. A guy that's going to be willing to meet you in the middle, walk you down, and give you a fight. And is well around ever. So he's a tough guy. Got a chin on him, got power on him. He got heavy leg kicks. He got good calf kicks, just like Vera does. Like good elbows. Guy's a dangerous fighter. But Marlon Vera is definitely in a position where he's still the younger man. And I think he's always going to be a younger man. I don't think he get older than someone like randomly like that. But the younger man, the longer man, riding a better momentum, in a better place right now in his career. I think he's the better fighter right now. I think it's a very competitive fight. I think Pedro will actually get out to a lead early, maybe even a huger lead than people are expecting. But I think Vera is typical, as he does, will be able to rally, come back with intensity, and be the first one to put away Pedro Munoz. I think it's like a third round TKO. Him needing to finish, going for it, and getting it in that third round. But a very competitive fight. Probably first round Munoz, second round up in the air, third round Vera definitely needing to get a finish. Well, at least in his mind, feeling like he needs to get a finish because he guaranteed gave up a first round. Second round is close. Third round, he's gonna need to get a 10-8 or get him out of there or something like that. So he's gonna have that in his mind, fight with that intensity, fight with that urgency, and get him out of there third round. Very competitive fight. But in this one, I have Marlon Vera via third round TKO. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I think you hit all the points on the head as far as Marlon Vera is concerned. Definitely a slow starter, definitely gets the second round and then figures I got to put the guy way out in the third. And Pedro Munoz, I mean, I was just looking at Marlon Vera's record. He lost to Corey Sandhagen, but he beat Rob Font, Sean O'Malley, who else? And Frankie Edgar and Pedro Munoz. So his resume isn't that impressive compared to Marlon Vera. It's more impressive than mine, obviously, but as far as Marlon Vera is concerned, he hasn't fought the better fighters and been in there for the rounds to learn and grow. And I think that's what Marlon Vera does as a fighter. He learns and he grows. So I could see him getting it done late in the third round, late second round, early third round. But my official prediction is the fight to go inside the distance, and my official pick for the winner is Marlon Vera.
All right, solid. Now to our next one, we have in the bantamweight division. Now we actually got Mario Batista here. I don't know why it's here, but again, it is what it is. Mario Batista versus Damon Blackshear. Originally for a long run, well, this fight hasn't been announced that long, but originally my initial pick was going to be Mario Batista, but I'm shifting to Damon Blackshear, and this year, well, y'all already saw my quick pick up though, so y'all already know my prediction. But anyway, yeah, going Damon Blackshear to get it done in the distance, and I'm going Damon Blackshear, low confidence to beat Mario Batista. Yes, Mario Batista has the better momentum right now. He's had his ups and downs. Now he's looking the best he ever looked. He's riding a good streak and whatnot. But he still really hasn't addressed the defensive grappling issues of his game yet. Since Corey Sandhagen made it look very easy to submit him early on in their UFC careers, and nobody else has really since tried to. No one good has, or no one in general has really put a grapple heavy approach against Mario Batista since. And definitely no one good has. He hasn't really put a good grappler since, or he put Brian Keller, but not the best version of Brian Keller. So I'm going to go Damon Blackshear to pull off the upset here. He's hungry enough to jump back in. I don't think he would jump back on short notice if he didn't believe he could win this fight. I think he sees something. I think he'll be able to find it. I think he gets Batista out of there first round submission. I think he'll be able to come out there aggressive, maybe crack Batista, get him on the back foot, and then get him probably over defending a little bit, probably going high guard and be a blast under, drag him to the mat, and look to ground and pound, work for the submission, and get him out of there first round. So in this one, I have Damon Blackshear via first round submission. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Damon Blackshear gets this one done. I was thinking that all week. I think Mario Batista has a puncher's chance, but the puncher's chance isn't as good. Blackshear just came off a win a week ago. He's been active. He's been trying to grow and learn. And I think for that, he deserves the nod of winning this fight. It sucks that it's not Cody Garbrandt because Cody Garbrandt's a legend, but I'm going to love to see Damon Blackshear win me some money this weekend. It'll be awesome. And I'm going to go fight inside the distance because they're both finishers. And that way I don't leave myself on open-ended if Mario Batista pulls an upset for me. So yeah, I say official prediction inside the distance, but winning Damon Blackshear.
Solid. All right, now to our next fight we have in the welterweight division, we got Neil Magny versus Ian Gary. And how I feel about this one right here is I'm going high confidence Ian Gary to beat Neil Magny. I feel like at this point in his career, really in general, but especially now, Neil Magny is definitely a several-time certified gatekeeper. His only real path to win this one is a decision, as it is with most of his fights. Not all of his fights, but most of his fights, decision. And that's his best chance here, decision, if he's going to win. Wall and stall, blanket him, and get a decision victory. But even that is not really a clear path for him because, you're going in with the engine, you're going in with the people, the fighter people want to win. The engine wants to win. The AI wants this guy to win. So even if you do fight your style of fight and you win the minutes, he's going to win based off the moments. He's going to probably land a big shot this round, big shot that round. Might kick your leg out this round. You get held for like 5 more minutes or whatnot. But they can still want to lean to him because he was the only one dealing damage. That's probably how they're going to justify a robbery if that's the case. I don't think it's going to be a robbery at all. I think it's going to be a finish. I think he puts Neil Magny away. Neil Magny's getting up there in age. He's still relatively younger than you would think he is, despite how long he's been around. But he's definitely getting up there in age. He definitely has. The age might not be as old as you think it is, but the mileage is more than you think it is, especially the training stuff. He has had a lot of fights. He has lost a lot. He has won a lot more than he lost, but mileage up there. I think Ian Gary's the better striker. I think he has the size as well. I think he has the movement to not get stuck on the cage. Then he just faster, more technical, and just a better fighter and in a better position in his prime versus Neil Magny, who's reaching the end of his career. I think he puts Neil Magny away. Especially Neil Magny coming in on short notice as well. So it's a lot of things to Ian Gary That's Ian Gary. Ian Gary to get him done or get him out of there. So the short notice, the youth, the momentum, the engine, everything is kind of leaning to Ian Gary and leaning into him in a big way to get it done also in the distance. So I'm gonna say second round TKO for Ian Gary. Just really fill him out first round, probably chopping his legs down, kind of trying to bring, attack him to the body, get him to bring those hands a little bit low, then bring those shots up, probably attacking the body, then bring the shots up top, curl him against the cage, and then get in a TKO in that second round. So in this one, I have Ian Gary via second round TKO. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I mean, this card's hard to argue with anyone on if you're a hardcore MMA fan. Ian Gary's momentum, man, he's getting better, he's getting sharper, he's getting more technical every time you see the guy. And Neil Magny, man, I like him, the Haitian sensation. Sac passe. That's what's burning in Haitian Creole. I have a lot of Haitian friends, so I like Neil Magny. I root for him a little bit, but Ian Gary's got too much in the tank and too much in the arsenal. It's like, it'd be like England fighting Haiti. You know what I mean? The guy's just got too many things in his arsenal to not win this one. But I love both fighters, but I like Ian Gary. I like his momentum. I want to see him fight either Shavkat or Hamzat or, Bella Muhammad, any one of those guys, just to see him really tested, because I don't think this is a test for him. I think I like Neil Magny, but I see Ian Gary getting it done in the second round. Same exact prediction.
All right, solid. And what do you say your bet is for this one? In the distance?
Inside the distance is my pick of bet.
All right, solid. He said so. Basically, money line, this and that. Solid. So now into our co-main event, we got Weili Zhang versus Amanda Lemos in the women's strawweight division for the undisputed women's strawweight title of the UFC. Weili Zhang's defending her undisputed title, which she just won back from Carla Esparza. So she had to go through the whole round robin, but she got her belt back. Now she's having her first defense of her new title reign against Amanda Lemos. And how I feel about this one right here is I'm going high confidence Weili Zhang to instill be the champion after this fight's over. I think Amanda Lemos is a solid fighter. No, she's well-rounded enough. But is she truly tested against the best of the best as much as Weili Zhang has been? Not necessarily. And does she have the experience going to rounds? Not necessarily. Like she looked a little bit, was able to go to rounds in her last fight a little bit. That was probably the best experience for her to be able to go to rounds and get a good finish in some rounds instead of just getting it in the first round that she typically does. So that was good for her. But going in there with Weili Zhang is a whole different story. Weili Zhang is much more well-rounded than anyone she has fought, stronger than anyone she has fought. And also I just seen like them face off, not for the weigh-ins, but they were just facing off in a press conference. And Weili Zhang actually looked bigger. A lot of people say, oh, Amanda Lemos will be bigger, she's going to be this, she'll be that. And from the weigh-in, like, not weigh-in, but face off at the press conference, Weili Zhang looks bigger. But hey, we'll see at the actual weigh-ins with no shoes on, no nothing on with that. But Weili Zhang got a much bigger head, she got much bigger shoulders, she was much more muscular. And he saw how strong she looked against Carla Esparza. So I think she'll be the stronger one. Lemos might pack more power in her punches, but Weili Zhang probably have the heavier punches, and she'll probably be the stronger one when they lock up. And ultimately, this one, I think the experience of Weili Zhang, the fact that she has shown to be able to go 5 rounds and throw up historic numbers multiple times, I think she has a skill to be able to neutralize Amanda Lemos' strengths, take her deep into these rounds, drown her, wear her down with her pace and value, breaking down Lemos. And I think she taps out a tired, worn down, battered Lemos in the third round. So in this one, I had Weili Zhang via third round submission. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I have to agree. Weili wins this one pretty confident about that. She has 10 more fights than Amanda Lemos, and I think Lemos, if she had 10 more fights, this fight would be a lot more competitive. I see Lemos having opportunities to win, and for that, I won't bet on Weili. I strongly believe she wins, but I don't bet on women's MMA. Lost too much money. Amanda Nunes lost her belt. Nobody expected it. Shevchenko lost her belt. Nobody expected it. So betting on women's MMA it's risky because people pull upsets and they're upsets you don't expect. But I have high confidence in Weili, but my bet would be over 1.5 because it's a 5-round fight. I think these two are gonna, feel each other out for about 7.5 minutes and then go to war. So I think that's a safe bet. So my official prediction is over 1.5.
All right, solid. Now to our main event, the event we've been waiting for. We have in the main event for the undisputed bantamweight title of the UFC, we got reigning champion Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley. And how I feel about right here is I'm going average confidence. Aljamain Sterling to be instilled once all the set is done. Aljamain Sterling his hand raised, and yeah, average confidence here to beat Sean O'Malley. I think this is actually a very tough fight. I said tough fights. It's a very tough fight. I don't agree with the odds necessarily. I think this should be closer to like not pick them, but maybe like -150, -175. Aljamain Sterling instead of like -300, where it's kind of at right now. So I think -175 would be a much better money line for this one, or much better odds for this one. But it's not where it's at. But yeah, Sean O'Malley got a good shot. I feel where Aljamain has his strengths on the ground. Sean O'Malley has his strengths on the feet. Aljamain makes very bad tendencies to, pull his punches, pull his punches, which leads to him getting countered. Extra critical. He has a tendency to lean and dip his head, which lead him to run into knees or stepping knees or head kicks or, switch head kicks. He gets set up. And Sean O'Malley's very crafty, very quick, and very smooth, and also very long and lanky. Yeah, and yeah. So going Aljamain Sterling here, I still like what kind of ultimately led me to Aljamain Sterling here is yes, like Sean O'Malley has his strengths on the feet. Aljo, if he can take him down, obviously has we know what he does. That's why he's champion. We have seen him win fights back to back now. We have seen him go on his 10-fight winning streak. See him backpack guys for many years now. So we know what he can do. And I think no matter how this fight goes, I think it goes in the distance. I feel like Aljo has Aljo has O'Malley on the ground for extended periods of time, really starts to land ground and pound and really break him down for his fight. I think he can submit. I think he will submit or TKO Sterling on the ground. I think he will TKO or submit O'Malley on the ground. And O'Malley, if he's able to defend the takedowns, address the grappling of Sterling, the striking on the feet will too much. I can't imagine Sterling taking too much damage. So I cannot imagine Sterling accumulating so much damage over the course of 25 minutes and making it to a decision fight. I feel enough clean shots landed, or that one good clean shot landed on him, I think he'll go out. I can see O'Malley kind of getting ground and pounded for 25 minutes. I can see that happening, defending submissions, attempts, and whatnot. But definitely on Sterling's side, I feel like he loses, it's in the distance. But O'Malley, if he loses, yeah. But either way, I'm leaning to in the distance in general for both. But go on Sterling here, and to focus back on and come to my prediction here, I just feel he gave up takedowns too easily against Petr Yan. O'Malley did, and some of those takedowns weren't even when he was hurt. Like I can understand you got rocked, and you weren't expecting it to a takedown to follow that, or maybe at first the first initial takedown you weren't expecting that, but it was deep into like the third round, and he was still giving up some takedowns pretty easily. He was not rocked or hurt. Don't get be a little bit tired, but the takedown was coming too easily. He looked very light, looked very weak, and looked like a flyweight. He looked like a flyweight in there getting picked up. He built like some guys not flyweight, but he looked like he felt like a flyweight. Visually, he just looked so weightless. How Yan would pick him up and how easy he would get to him. And I feel like yes, Sterling striking is nowhere near the level of Petr Yan, to be quite honest.
Right.
I still found Sterling could make shortcuts and find crafty ways to get to the takedown, and then from those takedowns, I think he can look to dominate the fight and impose will on O'Malley. I think over the course of the fight, he wears down O'Malley. I think he's able to find that third round submission. But competitive fight, interesting fight, as long as it lasts. But I think Sterling will be able to get to the takedown, wear down O'Malley, take away some of that pop in his punches, take away some of that creativity. He doesn't really exhaust and wear on him. It's really beat and suck the life out of him. So like probably just dropping ground and pound on him. And it's wearing on him, make him carry his weight, force him to transition, make mistakes, and then make him pay for those mistakes. And again, tap him out third round. So in this one, I have Aljamain Sterling via third round submission. Now over to Nikki Betts.
Yeah, I've been a fan of O'Malley since the Contender Series. Was that 6 years ago now? So I'm not going to bet against him on this one. I like the kid. I think I like the fact that he's a self-made man. He even said that I could stop fighting, but Aljo is the backpack man. And O'Malley even said in multiple press conference or multiple different interviews that Aljo's going to try to get me down and I'm going to try to knock him out. And I just see either Aljo getting knocked out or Sterling backpacking him. And so for that, it's a hard bet. Sterling just made me $5,000 when he fought last. So I can't bet against that man either. That's why I'm going over 1.5. But my official prediction, everybody thinks Sterling's going to win. So I'll say that, but I'd love to see O'Malley win. I'd love to see them both win. It's a win-win for me. I'm going to be there live in person. I'll put I'll send some screenshots over to the King and so that we can get some stuff up on the channel. But yeah, I see this being over 1.5 and most likely Sterling, my guess. That's my official prediction.
All right, and that's the full run of predictions. That's the full slate of predictions there. And I'm gonna end this video off with the free parlay. Don't get it confused with safe parlay. This is pretty safe, but I'm not gonna say this is the safest parlay, of all. Probably the best parlay or the easiest 3-pick parlay or one of the easiest one, but a lot of talking to say a lot is nothing. But yeah, this is the free parlay. The free parlay will be what's his name? Yeah. I forget the thing right there, but Ian Gary, that's one. Weili Zhang and Natalia Silva. So Ian Gary, Weili Zhang, and Natalia Silva. So Zhang, Gary, Silva. Not Kareem Silva and Natalia Silva. And that one should go through pretty good. There will definitely be better free parlays as the weeks go on, because definitely will be better ones presented. But you get pretty close to plus. Matter of fact, you do get plus money. I think, and I probably should stick like even on by fight day. It should stick. This 3-fight parlay should be like around plus 104, plus 105, maybe plus 110. But right around that plus money. And for 3 fights that I have pretty good confidence in, and probably I think matter of fact all 3 of them I have high confidence in. So that's a good safe parlay there, good free parlay there. And again, Natalia Silva, Ian Gary, and Weili Zhang. That's the 3-fight parlay for this fight card, and that's the video. Now sending it off with Nikki Betts, and yeah, this is the fight. This is the fight prediction with King of Crackdown and Nikki Betts. UFC 292 Sterling versus O'Malley. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.